Peace, family. Is in the God. And here I'm going to be reacting to what was just posted today. North Korea says it's ready for war. Let's see our reaction from a mainstream news outlet. Most likely fake news. Fake news.
Defense One's executive editor, Kevin Barron. Congressman, if President Trump decides to take any kind of provocative action against North Korea, and you couldn't call anything against North Korea anything, I think, but provocative, and obviously, unlike Syria and Afghanistan, it's got nuclear weapons, does he need to consult with Congress?
Well, thank you for having me. I think it's always important for an executive to consult with Congress, of course. Now, as you very well know,
Did he consult with Congress when he bombed Syria? Did he? Or was that much of a compulsive move? Now he got to consult with Congress. Because this would particularly be something that he got himself into that he really doesn't want to do. Listen, man, Trump is egomaniac. He thinks he's going to win. He doesn't care. He's going to make this move. He's not going to back down. He's on a world stage.
the executive has to have a little bit of flexibility, of course, if they're our national security, our allies, our interests are threatened to be able to act. But in any kind of long term whatsoever, yes, they do have to come to Congress. I've been very vocal about the authorization of military force. That this is the second administration that's using a third administration's AUMF from 16 years ago. So it's important that Congress gets engaged now, actually, for what's going on in the world, period. But I think that you do have to, via precedent and the War Powers Act, the executive does have to have a little bit of flexibility to work in our best interest because, of course, Congress is a little bit slower. So you don't want to take away that flexibility. But, yes, Congress should be consulted. And certainly for any kind of action that's any long-term whatsoever, I think Congress should debate and decide. The American people should debate via Congress,
I just want to make sure I understand. So, yes, on North Korea.
So how come Congress' opinion wasn't taking this seriously when they decided to start dropping bombs on Syria, ever more intensifying the problem in Syria?
But when you look back at what he did both in Syria and Afghanistan, should you have been consulted? Should Congress have been consulted? Is that covered by the AUMF or just general executive powers?
Well, I think what's happening in Afghanistan is covered. I supported the strike in Syria because, again, I think that via the UN Chemical Weapons Convention, as well as the AUMF right now, the president has, via precedent, has the ability to do that. Now, that being said, I do think that Congress needs to take up actions in Syria moving forward and, quite frankly, around the world. In North Korea, as I stated, I believe that, yes, the executive should be consulting with Congress for sure. If there is an imminent threat and the president needs to take action, the executive has the flexibility to do that initially, but Congress needs to be engaged in this debate and authorize use of military force or not.
Kevin, when you look at the big picture of this, and you had obviously Syria, Afghanistan, now the threats against North Korea, one obvious interpretation is here's the president keeping his campaign promise. Right on the campaign trail, he essentially said Obama was weak, I will be strong. But what is the more in-depth, nuanced view that you have of this?
Right. Well, surprise, it's a lot more in-depth than that. And there are a lot of folks, I think, at the Pentagon who would like to, if they had a chance in time,
just fake news bullshit. Okay. I like how it says the title, North Korea is ready for war. But yet, they barely talk about North Korea and they keep blabbering on about Trump and making Congress decisions. I'm out. It's a bullshit.